Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to an extra episode of Let's Play Morrowind. I'm on my own this time. I want to clear up some loose ends before we get to the expansion content, and I also want to clean up a lot of quests in my quest log because there are a bunch of quests that I picked up and just never got around to because I wasn't interested at the time. Typical Elder Scrolls playthrough, you just wind up with a bunch of extra quests that you never got around to, so we're going to get around to those today. And also, between the previous episode and this one, I've been doing a lot of enchanting. I've made a bunch of new items, so I'm sure I will be able to show those off here and now, and then we'll surprise Ivan with them next time. It'll be fantastic. So, because of all of that enchanting, I've gotten a lot of skill increases, so let's go ahead and rest and get that shiny new level up. Plus 5 strength, plus 5 intelligence, and plus 5 speed, and also there's another assassin right behind me. And he's got a dart. Well, he goes down either way, so that makes 2 Dark Brotherhood assassins. So these guys, normally they can show up from level 1 if you have the Tribunal expansion installed because they kickstart that expansion's questline. However, I have a mod installed that forces them to wait until the main quest is nearly done because fighting these guys at level 1 when they have, what do they have? They have poison swords, they might have paralyzed swords, stuff that a level 1 character would probably struggle with. But you can actually kill them at level 1, I've done it, but I prefer to make them wait because it makes the most amount of sense to start the expansion content when the main quest is done. Still, it is nice to be able to just take all of their items and then dispose of them. You can actually farm these guys for their equipment, which is actually pretty good equipment. Very nice light armor for level 1 characters if you can manage that, but I just want the pauldrons because I seriously need to replace my pauldrons. I have had Chitin pauldrons for a very long time. So with that out of the way, we need to head over to Vivec because that's where most of our miscellaneous quests are. Oh goodness, it is foggy out in Balmora today. Let's head on over to the Mages Guild, and I'm also close to yet another level. So I suppose we'll just take that as it comes.
Is there something you need?
And we might get around to finishing up the Mages Guild quest line, but it depends upon if I get the rank necessary to finish out all of the quests. So let's just head on over to Vivec. And we are headed for the Foreign Quarter first and foremost. I think the Mages Guild is in the Foreign Quarter, so that's going to be very helpful. So I'll go ahead and I think I will just, I'm going to plant my mark right here. I really need to make a magic item that casts mark, but that's kind of difficult. Not that I haven't managed to make some other difficult items through trickery, but, you know. So the lower wasteworks are where we are headed because a couple of episodes ago, I can't really remember when, we received a leaflet that was basically saying that a certain shopkeeper sells shoddy goods. So we should probably investigate that. Can be tricky to figure out where it is. Right here, though. I'm going to try and say the name.
What's this regarding?
Orain Frareness. Anyways, she says that the leaflet is all slander. So, I'm just going to go ahead and recall right away, because I left the mark right next to the guy who was giving us those leaflets in the first place. Wait, no, not you. Where'd he go? Is he, like, on the other side of here? He's a Redguard, isn't he? Oh, he's trying to hide from me.
Time to talk.
Tell me where these leaflets are from. Oh, you have to actually say the other way? Alright. So it doesn't matter which you pick. So he tells us who makes the leaflets, and one thing you can do is you can actually go to the guy and extort him for hush money. He gives you 100 gold to say nothing to this about anyone, but even if you get the hush money from him, you can still rat him out for another 100 gold. So you can make 200 gold out of this very, very short and honestly kind of pointless quest. It's not really that interesting, but a quest is a quest, so I will get it cleared from my log. Better put my hands down. Apparently people don't like it when your hands are up like this. Kind of weirds them out. So if you talk to her again, you can actually get another quest. She wants a very specific kind of gold Canet flower. So I know where to get it, so I'm going to go ahead and fly out there right away. And I'm going to show off one of the enchanted items that I made. So you might have realized throughout the playthrough that I've been collecting golden saint souls. Those are the most common soul in the game that can make constant effect items. They are powerful enough to make constant effect items. It's very easy to farm them if you know how. I should be heading east. So, I made an amulet that gives me 1 point of constant levitate. And 1 point of levitate means you don't move very fast in the air. But if I equip it and the boots of blinding speed, I speed backwards. What is going on? Weird. Another oddity of Morrowind. But yes, constant flight if you have this and the boots of blinding speed. Like, who needs any of these traveling services? You can just fly everywhere. It's great. And if the draw distance were any higher, then this would probably look really, really fantastic. Like, I avoided any sort of graphical mods because I wanted to show the game in its original state. I mean, people like to joke that you have to install a bunch of mods in order to make Bethesda games playable. I disagree. I really disagree with that. You can make it look nicer if you want, but seriously. So there's a Daedra shrine here with a bunch of Daedra nearby, and I believe these flowers are what we're looking for. Yes, Roland's Tear. You have to actually open the flower in order to know whether you found what you're looking for. Hello, scamp. That wasn't too difficult. Yeah, I have a feeling that I might have overpowered myself to the point that nothing can scratch me, and the rest of the playthrough is just going to be boring combat-wise, but breaking the game is far more interesting if you ask me. Also, I kind of tend to play these games with the intent to break them apart anyways, because I feel like if you don't do that, I mean, you'd basically be moving around much more slowly if you didn't have the boots of blinding speed. So, I feel like it makes these older Elder Scrolls much, much easier to appreciate. But then it tends to feel like that I'm doing that basically every time I play, so it feels like it would be uncomfortable if I ever switched back to not breaking the game and trying to play that way. I mean, like, there's all sorts of challenge playthroughs on YouTube. I have no idea how they managed to do that. Let's see, that's the Telvanni Wasteworks, which is probably where the guy who was making the leaflets is. That's the arena. Oh boy, I have to figure out which canton I'm in now. And another day, another quest turned in. For that, you get an exclusive Fortify Luck potion, which is just like, Fortify Luck. How powerful even is it? I want to know. Just gotta search through it in all of my potions. These are honestly not, like... These are not organized well. Yeah, 20 points for 60 seconds. My greater power does that better. Alright, so next we need to head to the Hall of Justice, which is really convenient because... Ah, he said the thing. I was waiting for him to say the thing. Right, so that should be all the way in the south. Like, I could, like, go to the limit of the game's skybox if I wanted to, but there'd be no reason to do that. Probably just take the amulet off. And the good news is, enchanting rings and amulets, they never break, so you don't have to worry about durability with those. If only the boots of blinding speed were the amulet or ring of blinding speed, then you wouldn't have to worry about, you know, all kinds of things. You could equip it even if you were a Khajiit or an Argonian, because those guys can't equip boots. Which means I barely played this game as an Argonian or a Khajiit, because no boots, no, what's a word with rhymes with boots? No boots, no loots? No, that doesn't make any sense at all. Where's that shrine? There was, like, the shrine to stop the moon. Because something that I forgot to mention... Well, I completely forgot to actually do this as a pilgrimage site. I mean, like, the quest for the temple pilgrimages is in my journal. I could do it if I wanted to. But, like... There's, like, 7 of them that you have to go to, and they're all around the world. It's, the 2 that are in Vivec are very convenient, because they're in Vivec. see. Office of the Watch is what we're looking for. Maybe I should, like, take off the amulet. Because this is probably looking really awkward.
I can already tell I'm not going to like this.
Is that a female ordinator? Wow, I guess it is. She's wearing the helmet, so it has to be.
Find someone else to bother.
Right. So, let's see here. Ah, this is another quest. He wants me to, let's see. Okay, so this one is actually kind of funny. Apparently the Archmage called him a flathead, and now he has a horrid rash on his head. So I guess the Archmage got drunk and gave him a bald spot. Let's see. Yeah, I should be able to find him, because I am in the Mages Guild. And this guy... Yeah, he still thinks that I haven't solved the main quest and haven't defeated Digother, but I think if you click this, yeah, his disposition goes up. By the way, that's your reward for completing the main quest. You can just instantly raise anybody's disposition by clicking on that topic over and over. So, we've heard a rumor about the mysterious killings in Vivec, and I'm pretty sure the topic is here. Ah, yes. So it gives you the lowdown on the victims. And if we execute the killer, we will be rewarded. So of course we're going to do that. You can ask about the victims and potential witnesses. But since I have a handy dandy notebook, I can't believe I just said that. But, you know, I could just go and find them myself, because I know where they are. I wrote it down in my notebook. Let me get out of here before I inadvertently make another silly reference to a show I watched as a kid.
If you're...
And I guess we could stop by the Mages Guild to have a chat with the Archmage about this incident. I wasn't planning on doing that quest in particular. I just happened to talk to the right guy. Let's see. Foreign Quarter. The sewers. This is gonna be fun. Why are there always sewers? I mean, like, in real life, sewers are not as big as they are in the video games. The video games always have the sewers at these big underground caverns. And, like, they're full of things that you don't want to see above ground. That's why they're underground, so... I've just never heard of any human hiding in the sewers in real life. It's just a thing now in fiction. But that's fine. Okay, lower wasteworks. We will... I guess flight is good because you can see through the ceiling. Interesting. Okay, trapdoors. There's got to be one down here, right? I distinctly remember seeing one. Canal works, maybe? Oh yeah, the canal works. There's the lower waste works, the upper waste works, and then the canal works. And then the underworks, i.e. the sewers. Should be around here somewhere. We can clean out the rats while we're at it. Guess we can maybe, like, make a habit of searching around the boxes. So someone's here. Oh, Dreamer Prophet, huh? A nice Dagoth dagger. I do not want to know. I do not want to know what that could imply. Let's see, she had a staff, she had a bronze key, and some basic armor and corpus meat. Ew. I killed Dagoth so in theory she should be, like, back to normal, maybe. But I guess that was the killer. We'll have a little chat with the Archmage. Like, it's very clear that the Archmage is completely incompetent,
Greetings
but...
to you.
I mean, he must have gotten his rank
you.
somehow, right? Right. Here's something for that rash of his, and a little something for you. Exclusive Rising Force Potion. Potion of curing, and... Oh, and he took the book. Okay. So I guess that's that. Now we can actually go out there. So again, very, very minor quest. I'm honestly not sure about some of these quests because they're so minor that you have to wonder why they're even here. I mean, I guess that one characterizes the Archmage a little bit. You know, in fact, I'm hoping to get to some of the other Mages Guild quests today that actually do characterize some of the characters, because a thing with Morrowind is that so many of the NPCs are just bland and don't really have anything to them. But if you dig very deeply into some of the quests, then you can find something there, but it's still not a lot. I much prefer Oblivion quest writing because the quests there, they have closure, they have actual characters. Well, they mostly have actual characters. And many quests in Oblivion are memorable. I need to replay Skyrim in order to, like, judge that one, I think, though. Because, like, I think Skyrim, honestly, like, the thing about it is, it's been re-released so many times that people are just sick of it constantly having to, like, talk about it again and again and again. Like, where is the next Elder Scrolls, Bethesda? No idea if we're gonna see that. Alright. Ah, yes, you are offered a reward. You can take the Ordinator Helm and Cuirass, which is not a good idea, in my opinion, because, again, first of all, it's medium armor. I don't use medium armor. I don't think I've ever used medium armor in Morrowind, and wearing it will cause the Ordinators to think you killed somebody to get it. So, take the Belt of the Armor of God, which I'm sure has, like, some kind of effect on it. These books. I suppose maybe I could, like, get on the boat and travel there, which would probably be really awkward because, like, I would be levitating on the boat even though I paid to ride on the boat. Yeah, I got no idea where I'm going with this. Okay, here we are. Now this has to do with the ending to the quest, The Beauty and the Bandit. Because when you finish up that quest, you get recommended one of two NPCs somewhere in the world, and in my case, they are somewhere around here, and then you just get a couple potions from them. It's really a strange ending to the quest. Do I have the map of the area? Oh, there we go. Oh, jeez, the town is actually pretty tiny. And confusing. The Plot and Plaster, nice name for a tavern. You would be the lady, wouldn't you? Yeah, there we go. I have no idea what this lady has to do with those two, but I got some exclusive restore potions. And now it is on to the Zainab camp, which is... So, the quest, I guess I'll explain it now. The quest is to figure out what the Ashlanders would like to trade for with the Telvanni. And if you ask the men, they basically say, oh, we don't need anything from them. What do we need from the Telvanni? We don't need, like, fancy clothes and stuff. But if you ask the women, which I should have the topic here, trade goods wanted. Yeah, they say that the men tend to come back from their hunting with diseases, and they're too proud to ask the wise woman to cure it for them. So they would like potions of cure disease. That would allow them to just cure the diseases themselves, and then they wouldn't have a problem. Where are we supposed to go now? I'm not sure where I actually picked up this quest. Was it like in Voss? It's probably in either Voss or Tel Mora. Yeah, the orc flying through the sky above you is probably nothing. There you are. Oh, look, it's running away from me in fear. Did I just paralyze it? It's not even dead, is it? Is it dead? It's not dead. Why am I not hitting it? I'm, like, swinging... You know what? Never mind. That's got to be the ultimate troll. I can finally give these cliff racers a taste of their own medicine, and then they just, like, dodge all of my hits. Something like that. Oh, now it's personal. Why am I not hitting them? Oh, there. You just have to find the hit detection, it seems. The Voss Tower is actually far away from its own village. It's got, like, a fortress built around it. It's actually pretty intriguing. You can just pull out and get a really nice view of Tel Voss. Oh, and speaking of which, I've heard that the remake of Morrowind in Skyrim's engine is actually going swimmingly.
Where did I put that?
So I'm very, very excited for it to eventually come out. Right, so your reward is 100 gold and an amulet of levitating. Not that I need it, because I have a constant effect levitate item now, but, you know. It's the thought that counts? Something like that? Right. I hope I can at least find the Mages Guild in Wolverine Hall, because, I'm actually going to do some Mages Guild quests now. Note to self, I need an item that casts Smart. Or at least a potion. There's potions of Mark and Recall, which I thought was really weird. It doesn't seem like you can make a potion that marks a location for you, but there you have it. Alright. Quick save for now.
May I help you?
So these quests have been available for a long time. We are finally going to do the quests, excuse me, for Rhaenys Athris. She gives you 2 quests at a time, actually. You need to convince an ex-Telvanni to join the Mages Guild and collect the guild dues from another Mages Guild member. So she gives you both at the same time because the targets are actually in very similar locations, so this is actually really convenient. And I happen to know that if you go a little east and a little north out of Balmora, then you'll eventually find it. I'll look up my map if things go very wrong. Look at what I named my, well, it's actually not going to show up on the list. I named the Amulet of Cliff Racing. That's why. I was making all those Cliff Racer jokes earlier. It's the Amulet of Cliff Racing. So, Rhaenys. Rhaenys is one of the characters in this game that has a lot more going for her than meets the eye, because, essentially, all of her quests involve bullying wizards into joining the guild, paying up to stay in the guild, and, you know, just a bunch of stuff that seems less than honorable. And what you eventually find out is that Rhaenys' parents were killed by Telvanni wizards, so that led her to think that anyone outside of the Mages Guild must be brought into the guild or gotten rid of. Which is kind of not cool. And you don't really have any ability to call around on it. Like, that's nice for a character, but that's really only a starting point from a writing perspective, and unfortunately, you can't really do anything with that in the story. Yeah, walking would be very difficult if you, like, tried to walk through all this. There's a pool of lava there. I'm probably going to drop these cliff racers straight into it. So, as I was saying about Rhaenys, her character is a nice starting point, but there's no real conclusion to the story with her, unless you, like, do something very specific in a later quest, I suppose. You know, I'll just ignore that. And I mean, I guess you could say that, well, what am I trying to say here? What I'm trying to say is I need to see this for a landmark. Oh, Sulipund. I guess this is where we are, is it just a house in the middle of nowhere? I've actually never really done this before. I think I have done it before, actually. So, oh, they don't like me too much. Oh, they're Telvanni people. Okay, that explains it. That door is trapped. Why was it trapped? There's a guy in here. They really don't like me. Well, I can't really steal anything as long as, they're there. I mean, I could steal whatever I want, but
Can't you see I wish to be left alone?
Let's see here. Larar Baraloth. These names get more difficult to pronounce every day. Logically, he should be, like, at the top here, right? Yep, there he is.
Creature.
Barely able to see him, though. Right. You are going to join us. Okay. You want to be that way. You cannot resist the hunky orc. Oh, is that still not enough? Okay. Let's, maybe you'll take a bribe. I'll give you a discount on this. If I agree to join, will you leave me to my research? Fine then, I will join the Mages Guild next time I'm in Balmora. That's one off of our list. And what exactly does, joining the guild mean anyways? Are you, like, duty-bound to them?
Why do you interrupt me?
Or would they expect you to share your research or whatever? Oh well, either way. It's one out of the way. Oh, hello. Cliff Racers were waiting to assault me. Next, if we head this way... See, it should just be down this road, to be honest. Oh, yeah, there are powerful enemies. I'm actually not certain as to how much of Morrowind's enemies and loot are randomly generated based on your level. I've heard that tougher monsters can appear at the higher levels, but, yeah, I'm not totally certain of it myself. Where am I I'm looking for a place called Punabi, right? Let me just check the map. Is it up in the north, or... Let me just zoom in on here. Oh, it's not far to the south, southwest. You can see the problem is neither location has been marked on the map, so I should be staying above the, lake on the map. See, this is my issue with this game sometimes. It doesn't mark important locations like that on the map. You just have to, like, get out there and find it. Which would be fine if there wasn't, like, lava everywhere with tough enemies and scamps and cliff racers. I can see why Rhaenys actually waits until your journeyman rank before sending you out on this. See, that should be the... Oh yeah, he's hiding out in, like, some kind of a ruin or something. Alright, fine. I'll equip my amulet. I need to recall anyways, so this is fine. There you are. Yeah, I'm not gonna pay your dues for you. What do I look like? I'm pretty sure guild dues are just, like, extortion money, but... You know, I can...
Get it out or hit the road.
I can, in fact, convince you to pay up, can't I? 2,000 septims, wow. I only need to pay like 200, but I guess depth accumulates over time. So yeah, you also have the option of just killing those characters if you, like, are bad at persuading people. And then that will count as having completed the quest. But I think I prefer the non-lethal options, because Rhaenys is kind of a bully, and I don't want to, like, just be like the Mages Guild Mafia or whatever. That's what she acts like, honestly. Wizard Mafia.
May I help you?
Put those two out of the way. We get some quality Restore Magicka potions, which is nice, and we also can... You can also just pay this yourself, I think. And you get to keep half of it. You are the first conjurer... I'm pretty sure that's not my rank, Rhaenys. You are the first conjurer to get Monway to pay her dues. So you've sent others. Wow, okay. Do I get a rank increase? No, not quite. I'm going to have to work on my alteration quite a lot, I think. Let's see here. Duties. There you are. An Argonian at the Southwall Corner Club is offering training and restoration without the sanction of the guild. Well, how dare he? Like, seriously. I don't really think there's a problem with independent magical trainers. It's just, they're not affiliated with the guild. That's a big deal. Of course, I've already told you the big deal. Rhaenys doesn't like rogue wizards ever since her parents were killed.
Do you want something from me?
Yes, we haven't done any Thieves Guild quests in a while either, but...
Speak quickly.
Yeah, only he stands there. What a name, am I right? So you can actually ask him for barter, spells, or training, but he refuses the offer for... Well, he refuses to service you. Probably could have said it a better way than that. Let's just, see, unsanctioned training. Here we go. What if, hypothetically, you were to return to Rhaenys and tell her that I agreed to stop any training, and suppose that if you did that, I decided to offer training to my good friend Juriel? Now, I think the better option is to say no. And, you know, he doesn't attack you or anything, but if you can't convince him to stop his training, then the only option is to kill him. But if I just attack him, there's all these guys around here, and I'm even in the Thieves Guild too, so that would cause a kerfuffle. If not for my latest invention, the Enraging Red Eye. Equipping it that way doesn't do anything. This is a custom magic item. It is a Frenzy spell, 100 points, so it basically frenzies anybody for 3 seconds. Frenzy will cause any NPC you want to attack you, which means you can kill them without repercussion.
The gods with you.
Now, 3 seconds doesn't seem like a lot of time, but the thing is, if once they start combat, they don't stop. And nobody seems to mind at all that one of their friends is now dead. And you can just take his, well, I guess taking his scrolls and, like, a big deal. Not sure what's up with his inventory, though. I'll take that robe. That was a nice-looking robe. Only he stands there? More like only he dies there.
What?
Argonian names are weird, okay? So I think Rhaenys actually rewards you more if you kill him, and considering he's an Argonian and she's a Dark Elf, you know, that might be a bit...
I'm very happy to make your acquaintance.
That might be a bit charged. But you get 4 scrolls of Elemental Burst Fire. So what's next on your hit list? The Scholar... Etermeril needs an escort to Pelagiad, but I want Etermeril's notes. So we're going to give him an escort service. Not that kind. The kind where you get him from point A to point B. We're looking for an establishment known as the 8 Plates. And speaking of the 8 Plates, I think you can actually... Like, I have all of the official plugins for Morrowind installed right now. So there were a bunch of them that I think they were free downloads. They were basically like example mods, and one of them allows you to do some performances at the 8 Plates. If I could actually find where it was. You know, this is the time where you check the map. Oh, there it is. Right next to the Razor Hole, and I really wish they would name these taverns better. Kind of a roundabout way to get there. So our friend is waiting there.
All right, then. I'm listening.
So you could escort him to Pelagiad, but, you know, the notes are in his inventory, so if you wanted to take him out to the middle of nowhere and then maybe, you know, do something naughty, you could get the notes that way. Just take him out in the middle of nowhere where there are no witnesses. He moves pretty quickly, though, actually. I think he does move quickly. Which is good for our purposes. This looks like a good spot for it. Okay, you just wait right there, my friend. Let's see, am I out of sight? Can't see me through the rock, can he? There's probably something that sees me. So I have another amulet here that I made. Let's see, not that one, not that one. Oh, Belt of the Armor God, by the way. It gives you a bunch of enchantments. It's kind of nice. So anyways, where would it be? Probably got lost in my inventory. Or maybe I wound up never making it at all. Well, the thing is, I tried to make an amulet that gives you 100% chameleon, because I thought that that would be, like, something that you could do. You could just vanish and then instantly reappear. Oh, it's here as a matter of fact. I call it the Proteon Necklace. So I don't really know how effective this actually is, because it seems that if you activate this item and then just steal something right in front of an NPC, then it's just not going to help you that much. Stealth in Morrowind is really, really bad, if you ask me. I've never gotten it to work. So I'll just cast this. I'm allegedly invisible. See, if you try to pickpocket him for the notes, it just doesn't show up half the time.
Do you take me for a fool?
Well, I guess he has to die. He had some powerful magic on him. That is one death scream, I gotta say. He had a Divine Intervention scroll, a nice-looking Dispel scroll, shield spell, nice, sword. I'll take the potions, and there are his notes. Now, killing him does actually cause something to happen. It locks you out of a particular alternative route through a particular quest. For reasons I don't really know 100%, but yeah. Either way, don't kill him if you want to do the alternate ending to a particular quest, which we will see. We're not going to see the alternate ending because I just locked myself out of it.
Welcome,
but
Outlander.
the point is, don't kill him and actually do the escort if you want to be able to do something funny. Right. I believe Tashbi Ashibiel in Margon has been practicing necromancy. Well, we apparently got to root out necromancers as well. It's not illegal in the Empire, but Dark Elves don't like it for sure. So, okay. Well. Anything you say, Rhaenys. I could have taken the guild guide to Aldrune.
You may speak.
You know what? It's dark out. I kind of want to, like, pass some time a little bit anyways. Right. Another go at the Siltstrider. Up. Ash Storm. I thought I got rid of the Ash Storms. I guess they're still a thing. It's actually kind of odd. I was under the impression that, the Ash Storms would be gone completely, but a volcano's a volcano. Whatever. So where would we find her? I want to talk to the guards right now. That guy was apparently a sleeper. She lives in the last house on the right before the shrine. Okay, cool. Yeah, there it is. So there's really actually no evidence that Tashbi Ashibiel is actually a necromancer. Like, it's not like there's a book about necromancy, like, anywhere on her or in her chest. Nothing like that orc from all the way back at the beginning. So if we ask her about necromancy, she insists, no, she's not a necromancer. Who said that? Well, I'll tell you. It was Rhaenys. Oh, I see. I refused to join the Mages Guild. I chose to practice healing among my people, away from the politics of the guild. Since I was a Velothian, not, well, born like Rhaenys, well, it's not important now. Maybe I know a way out of this situation. Well, tell me more. If Rhaenys has held a grudge this long, it would be best for her, for me, to leave for the mainland. There are plenty of towns that could use a healer. Yeah, actually, it's a plot point that travel to the mainland is actually restricted because they're worried about the blight from Vardenfell spreading to the rest of Morrowind, but, whatever. I guess there's ways over there anyways. So we'll tell Rhaenys that she's dead, and that's all she needs to know. And there you go. So, a Velothi, by the way, she mentions that she is a Velothi. I believe that just means she was descended from the original inhabitants of Morrowind. Which can include Ashlanders, but it also includes some of the people who decided not to be Ashlanders. So I guess we can recall back to Balmora now. So these quests are actually not that difficult. I don't know why I've... Well, that first one was probably really difficult. And now for the last quest with Rhaenys, which has that alternate ending that I was alluding to. Lie to her, and she gives you 2 scrolls of the 4th barrier and 2 more elemental burst fire scrolls. I don't know why it's always scrolls, to be honest, because I would honestly prefer, like, maybe some magic items or potions or something like that. I believe the Mages Guild has been infiltrated by a Telvanni spy. Also, in case it wasn't obvious, Rhaenys has a chip on her shoulder. She hates Telvanni, and Telvanni hates the Mages Guild for, basically, mutual disrespect reasons. So we need to go to the various guild halls and ask around for the spy. When you find the spy, do not take any action. Report back to me. Okie dokie. So we'll just use the guild guide to get around. I think the Telvanni really just take issue with the fact that the guild tries to regulate all magical training services, which is kind of a, like, icky sort of thing to try and do, but...
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Yeah, from what I've read, guilds basically regulate trade all the time. Whatever their specialty is. We haven't done any of Skink and Tree Shade's quests, and I'm not sure I want to, because the last quest requires a certain rank. Anyways, what do you know about the spy? I do not know who or where. While Cedrith Mora may be the obvious target, I would try looking in Vivec. That's where guild decisions are actually made. Okay.
I see you. Hello.
Travel to Vivec.
How can I help you?
So maybe the Archmage knows something about this. Let's ask him about it. Why no, Juriel. There are no Telvanni spies here, and I would know if there were. I'm the Archmage after all. Tiram Gadar, my Dunmer advisor, keeps an eye out for spies and that sort of thing. He's been of immense assistance, Juriel. He helps me see the Dunmer side of every decision I make, and he came with the highest credentials. Yeah, in case you didn't realize it, the Archmage is kind of incompetent. So, what about these credentials? A letter from Okado himself. Okay, so Okado, he hasn't really come up in the plot quite yet, I think. He is the High Chancellor, basically, second in command to the Emperor. Way back in Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall, he's actually the guy standing next to the Emperor in that little intro movie that they have, even though he looked nothing like a High Elf back then, and when you see him in Oblivion, he's clearly a High Elf. So, let's take a look at those credentials, shall we? The man delivering this letter is one Tiram Gadar. Though a Dunmer, he was raised in the Imperial Province. I recommend him as an advisor on the politics of the Dunmer and Vardenfell. Sincerely, Okado. O-C-A-T-O. It's spelled wrong. He doesn't know the High Chancellor's name or how it's spelled. How nice. So yeah, it should be pretty obvious who the spy is, I think, so let's report back to Rhaenys. Man, I love this Archmage. He is dumb. And if you're thinking someone should probably take his position already, the player can do just that if they reach a high enough rank, which means I'm going to need to work on my alteration a little bit more. And for that, you get 2 more scrolls that let you summon Golden Saints, and a very special weapon.
You flatter me with your attention, Outlander.
Just a quick post-production note, because I completely forgot to mention it for some reason. The alternate ending to the quest with the Telvanni spy is that you can actually finger Rhaenys herself as the spy, and she will be removed from the guild. Considering you do not get the Scrolls of Summon Golden Saint as a reward for doing it this way, I see little point in actually doing it that way, and if you killed anyone in Rhaenys' quest, you will not have this option. And besides, ratting out Rhaenys, leaving the actual Telvanni spy to do whatever they will with the guild is probably a dick move anyways. Anyways, getting back to the recording. Please, Rhaenys, not now. Now is not the time to just say that to me. The Soul Drinker. Oh, you mean like the Soul Edge that I've got? It's a cast on strikes Daedric dagger with Soul Trap. Probably should have said that in a different order. But it's a short blade with a Soul Trap spell. if you do not have one that you enchanted yourself, which honestly you should by now. If I were using short blades, this would actually be pretty useful because, you know, I don't even need those scrolls of summoning golden saints because I actually enchanted an item that will summon a golden saint, but only for like 10 seconds. So I need to be able to kill her quick enough in order to trap her soul. And that dagger would actually be a very nice item to have for a situation like that. Of course, I could also just whack her once with my soul edge, and then just whack her over and over with a Daedric Crescent, and that would probably kill her quick enough. And even if it doesn't, I could just like pop the item and try again. Alrighty, so that's all I wanted to get around to today. I can't really do Skink-and-Tree Shades quests without rising in the ranks, so it's possible that I will train up my alteration and then simply go back to Skink-and-Tree Shade to do his quests. I only need like 2 more skill increases for another level, so maybe I will work on that. But in case I don't, I will see you next time with the expansion content for Morrowind. See you later, ladies and gentlemen.